But Kendrick shot a video. Kendrick shot the Not Like Us video. And apparently these are the main scenes. I'm hearing that there's going to be B-roll used from the show, but he did shoot the Not Like Us video in Nickerson Gardens, okay? Now, let me also be kind of clear and obvious. I think everybody know? I think everybody knows what I'm about to break down, and if you don't know what I'm about to break down, okay. Anyway, so Kendrick Lamar came out in TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, right? Now you hear Top Dog Entertainment, you hear about someone called Top Dog. His literal name is Top Dog. This was a guy who was seen sitting in the section with Whitney when Kendrick was on stage. To give you the cliff notes of why we're explaining all this is that Top Dog, from what I've been told or what I know, is that he's a bounty hunter blood. Okay, he wears red all the time. He's bounty hunter blood. Okay, if you don't know, Top Dog Entertainment (TDE) is basically a label that is pretty much kind of like a bounty hunter blood type thing. Bounty hunter bloods come from, I believe their home base is like Nickerson Gardens, right? Which is exactly where Kendrick shot the video. Okay? It's rumored that Kendrick's a blood. Didn't know? Yeah, well, that might make a little bit more sense to you other than you just connecting him wearing red to Tupac. Yeah. Now, Kendrick's smart. He's not like fucking throwing up signs and doing all that shit, but it's been rumored. It is what it is. And it would make sense. If you came up in TDE, their bloods, and by the way, not everybody in TDE's bloods, obviously, Schoolboy Q, exactly. I'm not here to break down, I'm not no jumper, so I'm not here to break down all this gang fuckery, right? I'm just here to kind of give you a backdrop of what's going on, right? From what I know, so that's one of the reasons this video shoot takes place in Nickerson Gardens. While I was asking my little gang encyclopedia affiliate people, like, all right, A, B, and C, and they were trying to break it down to me too, they kind of explained some slight politics. Like, for example, while we were watching the whole, the pop-out show and everybody and their mama came out, right? One of the people who I was kind of interested in and kind of saying, why did this person not come out, was a person named 03 Greedo. I thought he's West Coast, he's free. Like, this guy's super lit, got a huge buzz, didn't come out. I get to find out? The Bounty Hunter Bloods, and again, this isn't like the personal stuff, this is just sets. Again, sorry, I'm just breaking it down. The Bounty Hunter Bloods, which Top Dog is, and by the way, remember when I had said something about TD and I said, I was getting these weird calls. Niggas was like, the Bounty Hunter Bloods are mad at you. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Come to find out, I know now. Okay. So anyway, no, I said something about SZA. It was SZA. So apparently the Bounty Hunter Bloods protects, or they're like the overlords of TDE, right? Now, if you watch the pop out, the reason why I hear 03 Greedo doesn't get invited to that, which by the way, it's so crazy that everybody's like, oh, this pop out thing is just like some Drake dance on his grave type of thing. That was a gang unification. I think everybody knows this, right? It was like a gang unification, which to me, I just feel like that's more West Coast centric because I don't think nobody outside of the West Coast know what the fuck is going on, right? So anyway, the reason why a nigga like him don't come out, apparently he's in a gang. I don't want to necessarily shout at his gang. But his gang beefs with the bounty hunters. So that's one of the reasons, allegedly, he doesn't come out. I don't know. That's what I'm being told. Okay? If you're into West Coast bullshit, and let me not say bullshit because somebody from the West might get mad. If you're into West Coast and all that type of stuff, and if you watch No Jumper and see the gangs all doing the gang stuff on No Jumper, you probably know what's going on. But what I'm saying is 03 Greedo is in one gang. TDE guys and Top Dog is bounty hunters. O3 Greedo's gang and their gang don't see eye to eye. I'm not saying O3 Greedo. It's not about personal shit. It's about gangs and rivals and shit. Anyway, yeah. So pretty much that happens. Of course, then it makes sense that when Kendrick goes to shoot the video, where do you go to shoot the video at? We can just Google this shit. And by the way, for the people who think this is not snitching or nothing like that, all of this shit is Googleable, okay? I'll show you right now. Bounty Hunter Bloods. You just Google it. The Bounty Hunter Watts Bloods. Nigga, it's literally on Wikipedia. The Bounty Hunter Watts Bloods, also known as the Bounty Hunter Bloods, is a predominantly African-American street gang located or situated in Nickerson Gardens public housing in Watts, Los Angeles. Again, it makes sense. Kendrick, who's rumored to be either in that gang or affiliated with that gang. By the way, if you now want to connect a little bit more dots, it's a reason why Drake didn't randomly say on Family Matters, you know who I really know, all right, here we go. He says, you know who really bang and set my nigga YG? He's basically saying that, yo, Kendrick, I think you really think you one of the guys. You're not one of the guys, right? Now, it's been a whole, at least for the people outside of that, because Kendrick really doesn't wear it on his sleeve. He's not really throwing up signs. Like, you see him with people, but affiliation or being around him doesn't mean that you are that, right? So that's why I personally think Drake starts off this song by saying, you know who really bang a set? He's basically saying, he literally says, nigga, you're a civilian, right? He says right here, you're a civilian in real life, so keep it PC, right? But some people feel like, no, Kendrick, because of TDE and whoever, he's part of this Bounty Hunter Bloods too, okay? Now, they're situated in Nickerson Gardens, and of course, it makes sense why Kendrick will go back to Nickerson Gardens. So let's watch a little bit of it. You'll see heavy red, obviously, you know, that's the Bounty Hunter Bloods, like, spot. I think this is Top Dog right here, too. Could be tripping, but this looks like Top Dog, don't it? Now, I don't know if this was intended, but 100% it you know, it leaked through TMZ and other outlets that they were shooting this video. So it's kind of odd because there's heavy amount of gang members who are there, but then you have fans who are there. So you have a lot of gang members who that's really their hood. And then you have fans, and then you have security, and then they start moving around, and then you also have police, right? So it's a lot of things going on, but hey, such is the case, right? Let's keep it going. Oh, a bunch of Cullinans. See if okay. Yeah, this is Top Dog. Somebody say he's from West Side Piru. Okay, I might be wrong. Let me Google that. West Side Piru. By the way, I don't know if you're right. I'm just, hey, listen, who cares? First of all, you know you can just Google this shit, right? West Side Piru, Kendrick Lamar. Like, you can just Google this shit. I don't even know why. This says West Side Piru. Okay, all right. So I know TDE is like bounty hunters. Okay. Okay, but he might be West Side Piru. Okay, but again, I think both of these are like blood gang sets. Like, I hate speaking on gang shit because I don't know nothing about it. I only know what I've seen and what people explain to me. Okay, so more proof that Kendrick was actually active. Okay. Okay. Oh, so Kendrick. Oh, okay. So he's a West Side Pirate. Okay. Well, anyway, clearly, I guess what I'm trying to say is the mere fact that he's in Nickerson Gardens is because of his TDE connections. Okay. Top Dog, who's a bounty hunter blood, he's there because of that. He's shooting the video, and I'm just kind of creating a scene. Everybody's there. And shit, from what I've heard, I don't know if any like skirmishes broke out, but it looked like shit went on good, right? Now, this is another thing too, right? And I'm gonna get to some of the commentary about like this whole like, you know, quote unquote issue or beef between like supposedly Drake and Kendrick. Like it's so funny. I'm watching all these media personalities and everybody else just flat out blatantly lie. They're like, yo, Kendrick is uniting the West. He's uniting gangs. Like, not uniting the West Coast as like just a culture. He's uniting gangs. Like, we could say what it is, but I'm watching all these disingenuous people just make up bullshit. No, motherfucker. Like, yo, y'all heard some people, yo, what we seen on stage especially was cultural. Yeah, you saw gang culture come back into the fucking forefront of hip hop, nigga. That's what the fuck you saw. You know what I mean? Not saying it's a bad thing or not. I don't care. Who cares? But if like people are like trying to add a cherry on top of what the real shit is. Trust me, I'm gonna get to Fulio, chat. Just let me rock out with this, right? This isn't hating, chat. Like I'm literally telling you what it is. And by the way, I'm not saying this isn't important. I think this is important. What he did is really dope. But we're acting like there isn't like a taboo in actually saying what it is. The biggest thing that has came from this Not Like Us record is that people of different affiliated gangs have decided that this is a moment for unity. So fuck what Drake got going on. This is more of a gang unity. And everybody keeps acting like it's a culture unity. The majority of us is not in gangs. I'm sorry to tell y'all. Okay? Yeah, fans like the song. It's a hit record, but this is a gang unity song. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Now, also, I will tell you, I think this is powerful. I don't know why y'all keep saying I'm hating. Bro, there's nothing wrong with what I said. This song y'all just gotta stop lying to yourself. This song is a gang unity song. I'm just calling it what it is. There's nothing bad about that though, because if these factions or sets been either had tension or whatever, to have something to bring people together or just even gangs together, nigga, that is a good thing. Y'all just hate me calling it what it is. You get what I'm saying? Okay. All right, so here we go. Get your hand down. Party at the party, playing with his nose now. And Baka got a weird case, why is he around? Certified lover boy, certified No, it is crazy. From what I've heard about Nickerson Gardens, it is crazy to even see this. Bird niggas and bird bitches, go. The other natural option. Alright, y'all. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Hey, it looks dope. There are a few more other videos. Don't necessarily want to bore y'all. I could just go to my Instagram real quick. It'll showcase some of like, the places that they shot the video at. For example, YG, DeMar DeRozan, and even Roddy Ricch, they were in the video. So we got YG, DeMar DeRozan. Does DeMar DeRozan claim a set? He were in blue over here, right? I got it still. And then obviously Roddy Ricch. And you got Mustard right here. I think that's dope. Let me see. What else? Okay. They're shooting at some place. You get Mustard here, who has on a Toronto Blue Jays hat, which ironically has red and blue on the hat. And he's wearing both colors. Again, I'm just pointing out obvious signs that this is a unity, but it's not a unity of just people. It's more of a unity of, you know, and I'm not gonna say that's not part of hip hop culture, but gang culture. Like that's kind of more what it is, right? A little bit more. I'm 6'3". Is this like a lowrider or something? By the way, police are there. Like clearly they had all the permits. The police was holding it down. Look like this looked like it was a cleaner. It was a clean look. It was a clean video. Okay, dope. Oh, here's more. Not gonna lie though, Kendrick do got a lot of rhythm. Like, yo, Kendrick got that cookout rhythm. I'm gonna keep it a bean. My boy do got that cookout rhythm. You know what I mean? His steps, like he's like he don't kind of move like no awkward, non-coordinated dude. He kind of got that cookout, like, yo, I'm chilling type of energy. Got to give him credit, right? Step that way, bitch. Step this way. Step that way. Low key, I thought he was gonna make up a Not Like Us dance, which I think he could easily do. Yeah. They not like us. 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 Wow. Pretty huge production. I think this video is gonna go crazy. 1 billion views, definitely for show. Eventually, over time. Some confusing parts of this whole thing, I'll tell you. YG invited Bobby Althoff to the fucker colonizer video shoot. Like you like this is just a hot take of mine. I just believe that this song, it is a Drake diss song, and it did what it needed to do to effectively put Kendrick, if you're gonna think about the battling, we're gonna get to that in a bit, where, you know, it's kind of so confusing. Even I'm hearing like the media people talk about it. I don't think we're at the point of just like saying who won this battle. Like everybody's now opinion is just so much, or how they're carrying is like so much on that, right? Okay, even if you want to say Kendrick won, we'll get to that actually. Let me just play this with Bobby Althoff in Bompton.
Bobby and Bompton with the members. What's bracket? You gotta say what's bracket. Hey, y'all gonna scare her away, blood. Y'all gonna scare her away. Bobby and Bompton.
Dog. Bobby. Say what's bracket, Bobby. Say what's bracket, Bobby.
You know what's kind of so funny? And by the way, I also acknowledge that no matter what I say, y'all gonna be like, yo, yo, you're dick riding or whatever. I'm pointing out, to me, objective truths. If I'm saying anything wrong, I would love to have an intellectual conversation with y'all about this. Let me lay down a few thoughts of mine about this whole thing. I think Kendrick versus Drake, Kendrick did a phenomenal job during the whole battle. I think also Kendrick did a good way on how to get out the battle in terms of people saying you won and him dropping Not Like Us. Okay, that's the battle, right? I've also said I think this song is taking a life that is bigger than Drake. This isn't necessarily about these people aren't showing up. Gangs aren't reuniting or linking up or putting their issues aside over Drake. Again, I'm telling you what the unification is. The unification is a moment where people feel like the West Coast, who honestly just haven't been up in hip hop in a while, they almost took back their place because of Kendrick's perceived win over Drake. Which, I get that, and that's good. Now, there are people who still are trying to conflate it like all of this just means Drake is dead, he's out of here. I'm telling you, this song at this point ain't even really. I mean, of course, the lines are about Drake, but the movement behind Not Like Us, I don't think it's about Drake at this point, because I don't think these niggas have any problem with Drake, like whether it's YG or anybody else, right? Like I think they realize it's a moment for the West, because if you don't think that, this would be very hypocritical. For example, like, and let me point it out, you can't call Drake the colonizer and the culture vulture, and then you bring Bobby Althorf to the video. Like, I think Drake was getting more criticisms of being a culture vulture when he did an interview with her, which is the premiere interview that kind of brought her on the scene. Because people said, yo, she's like a colonizer and a culture vulture. So when you then platform, or you're happy to be around her, but then you're not, if your thing is fuck Drake, that looks weird. Again, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's necessarily about Drake anymore. I think you have a hit song. That song is fire. I don't care how much y'all get mad about me saying it. I like the song, right? It's so funny. Like, you have so many of these media outlets now. They're just trying to paint me like I've never said anything good about Kendrick. They're like, either that or they're like, you're switching sides. Or you're switching sides. And it's so funny because everybody's now taking this whole thing. The battle is done, brother. Let me just break the news to all of y'all. Yeah, Drake gonna keep dissing that nigga. That nigga keep going dissing Drake. But the back and forth in the midst of the fire battle is over. What Kendrick goes on to do is going to be what Kendrick goes on to do. It's not going to be incumbent on Drake. And what Drake goes on to do is going to be what he does. Some people just can't get it. And I was listening to Adam 22 today, so I got to give him his credit. You know, from time to time, and you know, that nigga might luck up and say some shit that actually not make sense. He always makes sense. But I really agree with what he said. He said a lot of people, at least how they're taking this battle in terms of how personal they're taking it, is that they're looking at it like sports. Like, yo, I was Team Kendrick and we won, so fuck y'all niggas. Y'all were Team Drake, y'all lost. Because to a lot of fans, it's unfathomable that Drake could be my favorite artist, but I could still Not Like Us. And I actually even say Euphoria. I've been bumping that shit like it's going out of style. They either say you're switching sides, or they're like, you're fake, you're lying, you're just trying to be over here. So that's one thing I've kind of noticed. Anyway, I guess I'm showing Bobby Althorf because if you thought this was a, yo, part of us going championing this song is because Kendrick has pointed out clearly the shit that's for the culture and the shit that are culture vultures and anti the culture. If you believe that's what this is, you can't champion this move of Bobby Althorf being in Compton. Like, it just doesn't make sense, right? Anyway, I say all that to say this video is gonna be phenomenal. Probably gonna be one of the most authentic, dopest videos of this year. The energy outside is clearly apparent, right? And also I'll address like some Drake fans. For the Drake fans, you know, I still and I forget, you know, sometimes I forget because I do hip hop media that people lack nuance. This is why people clickbait y'all. Like, it doesn't sound good if you're gonna be nuanced. Basically, you know what nuanced is. Like, all right, yeah, some of these things are true, but also some of these things. The only way to capture the normal, stupid hip-hop fan is to completely just be one-sided. Like, for example, here's a nuanced opinion that's actually true. Did Kendrick use bots? Yes. Does it matter? And are people outside loving this song? Yes. Like, nigga, you see the people outside. Like, you could use bots and also have everybody outside loving a record. The stands or these other type of people, they're either one or the other. They're like, no, it's either all bots. So the Drake fans are going to say it's all bots, or the Kendrick fans are gonna be like, there's no bots, it's just all people outside. Both could be true. And that's why I realized, you know, and of course I know this as a fact because I make money off hip hop media. Like if I put out a headline that is completely one-sided, it would gain more of a visceral response than something that's nuanced, right? Again, I say that to say I think this video is going to be one of the best videos of the year. One of the best videos, clearly. Like, I'm pretty sure there's going to have some B-roll. I'm pretty sure, shit, it might even have an intro. It might have a skit. Who knows? Like, I know, Kendrick takes, this is art for him still. No matter how much everybody's turning up to it, this is art for him. And I give him a lot of credit for that. All right. By the way, for the people who are tuning in